Firstly, what do you make of Joe Biden's acceptance speech?
Well, the entire week of the Democratic National Committee's convention was going towards this moment of culmination where Joe Biden would finally accept that nomination after having been unsuccessful in seeking presidency in his prior two runs. So his speech was basically a kind of rebuke of President Trump's handling of the coronavirus pandemic, but not just that, obviously. It was also a kind of criticism, a long one, of where America is at this point in time, divided on so many levels. And he frankly laid out a case for why he would be a better choice and what sort of plans he has to put forward from the first day he would step into the White House.
One of the key lines from his speech, he said, if you entrust me with the presidency, I will draw on the best of us, not the worst. I'll be an ally of the light, not our darkness. What do you make of some of this rhetoric?
It's certainly consistent with what's been the kind of theme of this final night of the Democratic National Convention, and that's basically the kind of promise of America. And he started off with those words from one of the civil rights leaders about giving people light and they will find a way out. And so he is offering this sort of juxtaposition to President Trump's American carnage sort of motives that were very much present at his inauguration now nearly 4 years ago. Joe Biden doesn't want to be that sort of president. He wants to be a president of building bridges rather than building walls. And he has tried to make a case throughout the speech to show how his personal as well as professional experience would allow him to do that.
We've seen this week, of course, the Democratic National Convention. For the first time, it's virtual due to the pandemic. What do you think were the key takeaways from it?
Well, certainly we have seen that Democratic Party is progressively moving towards more of the kind of vision that some of the more progressive firebrands would have liked it to, and we've gone quite a distance if we kind of compare the Democratic Party of, say, Obama years to now in 2020. So in terms of the kind of party platform around some of the consensus that has been reached on things like healthcare or minimum wage or climate change and similar, certainly there has been a lot of acknowledgement that the country needs to act on these matters, and certainly the consensus is one that's moving more progressive. Having said that, it's not certainly gone way to the left by any means. The fact that Joe Biden is the candidate and is Democratic frontrunner together with Kamala Harris also points to the fact that there is still this realization that the party needs to appeal still to some of the kind of centrist voters, independents, and can't just be banking on the Obama coalition. But along with the kind of policy takeaways, I would say the panoply of diversity I think that we've seen over the past 4 days is something that's a kind of great takeaway. It's obviously been quite a different convention, given that there was basically no kind of in-person big events. Everything was more or less done virtually or with very small audiences. So we have seen a much shorter, much more kind of strategically delivered convention where it was all about the economy of words and kind of doing more with less kind of resources of time and space on hand.
Dr. Gorana Grgic, appreciate your time. Thank you so much for joining me this afternoon.
Pleasure.